On all new viral this week, the NFL makes a controversial decision that affects players, owners, fans, even the president has something to say. Well, we'll have this more as viral starts right now. Hello everyone, this is Kid Dix for Viral. I'm your host as always. Go on here, did you see right here, use the hashtag viral and watch some of our complete archives. Go back and watch Prince Harry, Princess Meghan, watch Stormy Daniels, watch the Trumps, watch Kanye, watch Bill Cosby. We got a whole list of archives that you can watch from past episodes and you won't miss a thing. You can watch it anywhere from anytime on your device or whatever here on Connect TV. But let's get to the root of the issue that we're talking about. Everyone is talking about the NFL's recent decision to have its players to stand up and listen to the national anthem. But the debate continues as many people think that the players should kneel. Some say they don't want to stand, some should stand. It's an ongoing debate that's been going on for so long. But the NFL made a ruling this past week saying that all the players must stand for the anthem. Regardless, now if you don't, your team gets a hefty, severe fine. And most teams are doing that, but then you got some teams like the New York Jets right here. Let's take a look at this story.
We're in Jets country. Those are strong words. Goodbye to the Jets.
Yeah, I tell you, it's really, I think, struck a chord.
U.S. Congressman Peter King marching in his hometown Memorial Day parade, creating buzz with his pronouncements and tweets. Disgraceful that New York Jets owner will pay fines for players who kneel for the national anthem.
We support Nazi salutes, we support the Klan, we support the NRA. How far will this go?
The Jets responded with a tweet of their own. Today, we remember all those that gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country, #Memorial Day. NFL owners voted last week to require players to stand for the national anthem or stay in the locker room. Teams will be fined if players don't stand.
I think that they're making it into an issue that it isn't. They're not kneeling to disrespect the flag.
Players said they were protesting police brutality and racial inequality. You're backing the Jets' decision.
Yeah, 110% I'm backing their decision. They're willing to accept the fine and they're going to allow their players to express themselves.
Congressman King says anti-police is anti-American.
The flag has to stand for something really vital and symbolic in this country. And to be really disrespecting the flag, that's what kneeling down is, really is an offense to all Americans.
Already, King says his remarks are taking flight.
I personally have packed mine away.
Your Jet shirt.
Yes.
Some veterans groups and their families say they want to start a movement here in Jets country to burn jerseys and forego games until Jets management changes its policy. From Massapequa Park, Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
All right, as we saw on our news affiliate story that New York Jets is like, we ain't gonna let our players, we just had to pay to defend me. Man, okay. Okay. But the whole thing got started when Colin Kaepernick did this.
For the land and of the free.
Overnight, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick refusing to stand during the national anthem again. This time, he took a knee right behind hundreds of service members being honored on Military Appreciation Night. As the crowd and players stand, you can see Kaepernick kneeling on the sideline. Teammate Eric Reed joining him.
Going to stand. And he's receiving heavy boos here.
The crowd booing every time he took a snap.
He's entitled to his opinion. We fought for that. I just think he's a jerk.
And now the quarterback sparking new controversy for wearing these socks showing police officers as pigs. Those scandalous socks drawing criticism from law enforcement officials across the country. Police in Vermont tweeting, "Wealthy, privileged person's free speech dehumanizes an entire group of human beings." Sound familiar, Kaepernick?
The socks that were worn, did those not seem negative?
No, that was once again, we have cops that are murdering people. We have cops in the SFPD that are blatantly racist. and those issues need to be addressed.
Players from other teams like Jeremy Lane from Seattle are joining Kaepernick in his seated stand, begging the question, how far will this go?
At this point, I think it will continue to be taking a knee. As far as how long this goes, I'm not sure.
All right, Colin Kaepernick did that, and he stood, but he said he did it in respect, but because he didn't believe in the anthem. But he got approval from an Army soldier, and the Army soldier told him how the proper way to do it, and he did the proper way, but it still wasn't good enough for nobody. But as you see right here, Colin been on GQ, he wins awards from Beyonce, all this stuff, all the measure. Let's take a look what Colin had to say on this matter when accepting the award.
I think there's a lot of consequences that come along with this. There's a lot of people that don't want to have this conversation, that they're scared they might lose their job, or they might not get the endorsements. They might not be treated the same way. And those are things I'm prepared to handle, and those are things that other people might not be ready for. It's just a matter of where you're at in your life, where your mind's at. And at this point, I've been blessed to be able to get this far and have the privilege of being in the NFL and making the kind of money I make and enjoy luxuries like that. But I can't look in the mirror and see other people dying on the street that should have the same opportunities that I've had and say, you know what, I can live with myself.
All right, Colin Kaepernick is not playing, but he still is not active player like he used to be no more. So I guess you have to follow your passion, follow your heart. All right. It calls team owners and fans and players to make a choice whether you stand for the anthem or not. Or be defiant in something that you believe in, like how Colin was. But things got even more interesting when U.S. President Donald Trump made this stunning comment.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Man, many of you know what SOB stand for. I'm not going to say it here on Connect TV, but that's kind of like powerful that the U.S. president would take his time from diplomacy matters and worry about the NFL or about the national anthem rather than that. It's just, it boggles me. It boggles me. Like I said, many people might not believe that, Donald Trump. Many people might not think Donald Trump. Donald Trump might not be a lot of things to them, but people truly believe, he truly believes in what he stands for. And most people don't like that, like many others do. All right. Well, last week, the media outlet covered the NFL's stance on the ruling on the national anthem. Let's take a look at that.
Teams to a fine if a player or other team personnel does come out for the anthem and then doesn't show the appropriate respect for the anthem. So you can stay in, but if you come out, you got to show respect.
Here's the deal. Max Kellerman is absolutely right. He's been preaching about this for months. You can call it the Max Kellerman plan. I'll give you that because it's consistent with what you said. No harm, no foul there. What I would say is that it's too little, too late. That's the only thing that I disagree with Max about. The fact that this is perceived as a resolution, I don't find it to be a resolution, Will and Max. And the reason why is because the cat's already out of the bag. It's something that should have happened years ago. It shouldn't have been a situation where they allowed themselves to be in this position where their patriotism could even be questioned when the National Football League is being paid millions of dollars by the Defense Department, to do various things to show patriotism and what have you. This is what's been going on. And so if that was going on, but you knew you didn't have a policy in place mandating that players stand for the national anthem, you can do that now. But again, you've already caused yourself trouble. And not only that, and I don't just say that because of the kneeling. You think that players being in the locker room and then coming out of the locker room after the national anthem has been played is not going to be noticed by patrons that harbor on patriotism, on the issue of patriotism. They're going to pay attention to that as well, particularly when it comes to the stars. Yes, they may be wearing helmets and uniforms, but you know their number. You know who they are. And when they come running out of that locker room after the national anthem is played, they'll know who you are then, and they'll view it just the same as kneeling. This, I have no issue with what you're saying, Max. I'm just saying that the NFL should have done this a long time ago. The fact that they waited and they're doing it now to act as if this is going to alleviate those concerns, I don't think it will. I think this will be viewed in the same fashion as
Let me just
kneeling.
quickly say, Stephen A., I agree with you. I think that the problem here is that they waited so long to act that maybe now it won't have quite the same effect it would have. But I do think, even though what you're saying is right, players, they'll pay attention to who comes out. It won't be as glaring as having the visual of a player kneeling. And that helps the NFL in that respect.
I think from a practical perspective, from a business perspective, this is going to help the NFL. Stephen A., it's certainly going to be less visible to point out all the players that aren't out there. But I want to push you on something.
All right, many are saying that Trump and hardcore fans are to blame for the anthem, but the NFL acknowledges they were forced to sell out. The NFL was forced to sell out in his own little company. The NFL couldn't handle the pressure, couldn't be under pressure. Well, things happen. I guess the people with who stood up saying we won, but we'll never know. Well, I've been KJ saying thank you all for joining us here on Viral. I hope to see you next week here on Viral.